Okay, well, here's a parenthesis. Gordo and gorda, fatty, is a term of endearment which people use with either their partners or their children. As a matter of fact, you might say, "Ay, how's your little fatty?" referring to your child. ¿Cómo están tus gordos? How are your children? Why? Because usually children are, babies are chubby. So it's like, oh, you know, it happened to me. When I was dating my husband, he would say, oh, no, like you know, when you start getting in that, when you start using terms of endearment, and he's like, "Sí, gorda," and I'm like, what? "Sí, gorda," and I'm like, why are you calling me gorda? And he's like, no, it's just a term of endearment. And I'm like, okay. It took me a while before I could be okay with it and filter out my filter. Like, you're like, what the heck? You know, it sounds so, you know. So it took me a while, and it got to a point where I started calling my kids gordo and gorda. The problem is my son, he became like really skinny and tall, and then I started calling him flaco. And I kept calling my daughter gorda, and I'm like, wait a minute.